Hi guys, good morning. I'm going to go through assignment. Today is 3/25, Wednesday, and I'm going through your assignment today. This is your PowerPoint presentation, selective reading and adaptation, focusing on adaptation, selective reading towards the end of our tasks. We are working on, I'm going to hide this because I don't like this here. We are working on task 4 completion and task 5. Remember that your homework is due Friday on quizzes. So the question is, how has natural selection shaped the development of the theory of evolution? Task 4, I went over this with you yesterday, and I'll do it just basically again, very slightly, very minimally, because you do have to complete all of task 4. I understand it could be a bit lengthy to do both forests with 4 trials. Just make sure that you're doing those 4 trials and answering those questions that come along with it, right? You have to assess your learning. This one, task 5, I'm going to dig deep into because you have to graph. And I know that it's difficult for you to graph on Google Docs and just on any document that's online. So I went ahead and embedded this link for you, this like blue one right here, which should help you out. So I'm going to go through that with you again. All right. Other than that, that's it for your class today. But let's go ahead and go through task 4 and task 5. Okay. So here's our assignment. Remember in task 4 is with pepper moss. You went onto the website and I went over the video with you on the website, this pepper moss one. I'm going to go through it again. Always allow because it's okay. This one is when you did the bird's eye view. We read this, and it was really fun to play. So make sure you do it. You were supposed to do 4 times. Let me double check. Three times, and then an average. So 3 times of the light forest and then 3 times of the dark forest. Okay, so I showed you both. After you do that, you have to record your data. I did one with you yesterday for 77% and 33%. But then you have to answer these questions that come along with it. So the number, for example, number 12, the number of dark and light moths was equal when the simulation started, right? Because it was 50% and 50%. How did the number of dark and light moths compare at the end, and why? So this is focusing on the dark forest, right? And you're answering each of those for the light forest as well. In the dark forest, yeah. So I went ahead and did this for you. This is for the light forest, and this is for the dark forest. That's why I put those in parentheses, so you know that. And you're supposed to record the results for the dark forest simulation as well. And now moving on to this one, examining the table and construct a graph. This is what scientists have discovered when they went to research the number of light and dark moths in a certain area. So they recorded the number. This is how many they got in the second year and how many in the dark year. And as you can see, there's a fluctuation in numbers. All right. So examine the data and construct a table, a graph. Plot the years of the study on the x-axis and the number of moths captured on the y. So you should have 2 lines on your graph, one for light, one for dark. So I created this for you. What you can do is maybe take a picture of it and send it to me just so I know that you have it. So let's go to this site and check it out. All right, we are using so it comes to design, we're going to use a line graph, okay? As for the colors, don't worry about it. Number of grids, that's fine. If it's 6, don't really worry about it. If you want to put more, let's see how 11 looks, okay? But the data is something that you really need to know. So the graph title could be trends in data, or pepper moths or something. So say I'm going to name it pepper moths. The x-axis label. Well, we said here that plot the years of the study on the x-axis. So years of study, years. And then on the y-axis, it says, and the number of moths captured on the y. So number of moths captured. Okay, captured. All right. So source, don't worry about that. The number of items in your data set, well, we have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 here. So, pardon. So here's 9. and then groups, oops, and then groups. We actually have two groups because we have two lines, right? We have the light and the dark, so that's two groups. Group 1 label, see we have light and dark, so we can have light, and then we can have dark. Medium, point shape, like that's how you identify the numbers within the graph. I like to have a circle, but you can have any shape you want. There's a rhombus, there's a plus sign. I just like circle because it's regular. The colors of this are fine. You can change them if you want, but it's really not that big of a deal. If you want to be creative, sure, be creative. So for item 1, the label. So the label, this all you're doing is copying the graph into this data set. So, oh, there's like a light shining on my face. Anyway, so this graph, everything here, column 1, column 2, column 3, you're copying it here. So I want to do 2, next to it is 537, next to it is 112, okay? So 2, 537, 112, okay? You can do it like that. Or you can do it like just going down the line. So 2 all the way to 10. So I'm going to do that because I like that better. 3, okay, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This one, 537, 484, 392. I'm getting these from here, right? 484, 392, and 4, 246, 225, 246, 225. Okay, for 7 years, 193, 147. Okay, it's a lot of back and forth, so if you find an easier way, that's fine. I'm just doing it for us. And then 8456. Well, we can already see that there has been a decrease in the number of light moths, right? Because that is our first point, light moths. Now let's do this side. 198, 210, 8, 210, 281, 337, and 6, 412, 503, okay, and the last 2 bits are 550, 559. So we can already see that there has been a gradual increase in the number of dark moths. I'm going to put moths here so it doesn't get us confused when we're looking more, okay? That's fine, that's an easy fix. All right, so the minimum value and the maximum value, that's how you scale your graph, right? The minimum value means the smallest number that we see here. Well, not in according to label, in according to value, okay? So the smallest value we see here, it looks like it's 56, so minimum value is 56. The maximum value we see here, it seems as if it's 559 after I look at the data, so that's 559, okay? All right, so that's all our items. Yeah, that's the data. Now we have the labels, okay? So the labels, let me see. So here's the data labels. Yes, we have to show the labels. It is a value. Don't worry about prefix and suffix. Like, I just like to just keep this really plain and simple. Position above, font size 14, sure. Everything's good here. Labels are good, regular font size. Let's preview this, all right? So that's actually how it's gonna look. So this is it, okay? We have created our graph. The labels, the number of years is listed at the bottom, okay? Because that is independent to itself, that does not change. The number of moths captured is dependent on the year, depending on the year because everything fluctuates with the year. So that's why we see the change. The dark moths is represented by this purple. So as you can see with the trend, it increases. The light moths is represented by the green. So as you can see, it started way at top and then it decreased, okay? So what I can do here, you can do many options. So I want to see if I can move myself. There you go. So you can do many options. You can press new, and then I have a snipping tool, so I'm copying it. And maybe you have that, maybe you don't. And then I'm just putting it right here in the classwork. Like it's probably going to be like here. And see, I just attached it at the bottom. And that's all you have to do with this one. That's all you need to do actually. And then another way to do it is if you go to print save, you don't want to do this. You can download your graph and click download, and it'll save as a PDF, which is great because then you can download that and send it right to me through Google Classroom. Another way is if you even want to say that you're going to print it, you can still print it and you can still save it as a PDF, which is really fun. Okay, so you can just print it there. It's up to you. You can also email this graph to me. So if you email me at, this one, vanessa.vela@tufcharter.org, then that's how I know that you received it, and then send it over, and then I got it. Okay? If you have any other information on this, let me know. This one's a tedious one. Just know that we did this one together, so this one's easy, right? So make sure you have a second graph to complete, and it's this one. Do not forget about the questions that are here. Explain your graph. Explain your graph, okay? And then don't worry about task 6. Okay. Any questions, let me know. I will see you tomorrow.